record these interviews.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. Man's out there in the smoke break. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Let's see. That's good. That's good. That's good. And then slap view here. Make sure everything records properly. I'll go ahead and hit record on this. The trailer. Get started once this. Try this out. And good Friday morning out there to everybody in Warrior Nation. Let's make sure that we are up and running on the air here real fast. Check 1, 2. Okay, yeah, we're good now. And after this commercial, gotta make sure we get these commercials. But I forget they have the news here.
36 months or 4.9% financing for 72. Chevrolet, where dependability is standard. Come see us at James Hahn Chevrolet in Broken Bow or online at jameshahn.com. Chevrolet drives America.
This is news from the Oklahoma News Network.
Stepping down as chairman of the House Appropriations and Budget Finance Subcommittee. The move comes after he pleaded guilty Thursday at Bonnie County District Court to 1 misdemeanor count of domestic abuse and 2 misdemeanor counts of assault for separate incidents involving family members. He was given a 1-year suspended sentence in order to complete a batterer's intervention program. He says he deeply regrets what occurred and is prepared to be held accountable for his actions. Bartlesville school district officials say a ransomware attack this past spring was worse than they originally thought. Brett Soaps has more.
The district says the attack on April 30th did indeed compromise personal information that was on their computer system. Cybersecurity professionals hired to investigate the attack say some files were accessed that included the names and social security numbers of some former employees and the names and contact information of students. The district does say there's no indication any fraud has happened as a result of the breach. The district is offering free credit monitoring for those impacted. I'm Rick Sills.
Protecting Oklahoma parents' rights to direct the care and upbringing of their children in schools is the goal of the request to the U.S. Supreme Court by Oklahoma's Attorney General. Jacqueline Scott reports.
Kevin Drummond has joined 22 other state attorneys general in opposition to a Massachusetts school district's policy allowing social transitioning of children without parental consent. Drummond says the Massachusetts policy is dangerous overreach. The policy allows districts to call children by new names and different pronouns. I'm Jacqueline Scott.
More than 100,000 visitors are expected in Tulacqua this weekend for the 73rd annual Cherokee National Holiday that commemorates the signing of the 1839 Cherokee Nation Constitution. I'm Jackie O'Brien.
Before I was adopted,
Your sister right here.
I felt alone.
Yeah, I forgot this plays at the top of the hour, so I'm not gonna interrupt the news post. They throw a fit over there.
With help from the
Man, is Pond gonna be good to go tonight, or is he gonna sit this one out tonight?
He's gonna sit out.
Now,
Yeah. We could have got him in early third Wednesday and got him cleared, but AD was just he wasn't comfortable with it, so I'm like, man, it is what it is. We'll sit him.
permanent. After I was adopted, I don't have any.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find forever families for children who have been lingering in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Damage cleanup is underway after flash flooding in Craig County. Nearly 10 inches of rain led to flooding in the Benita area yesterday. No injuries were reported.
I hope Benita doesn't have a game tonight. You said 10 inches of rain. That's a lot. And I don't know if they had turf up there. I know that's a lot. I don't care where. I know that's up in the northeast corner. We actually, the year the boys won state, that's who they beat to get the state title.
Okay.
Back in 05. I think that game is actually on YouTube somewhere.
How was did you see the Bixby Watson score last night?
Yeah.
49-21.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And then PG beat Atlanta 34-2. Yeah.
Atlanta's starting a freshman quarterback.
Oh, wow.
So they showed some flashes at time.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that game, and I think Atlanta picked off a pass, but penalty and everything. So, yeah. Anyway, let's keep hit record on this. Hey, folks, good morning. This is Cornelius Neal here. Welcome to the Week 0 edition of KBEL Game Day right here on Idabel's First 96.7 KBEL. Joining us in the studio this morning, we got Idabel head football coach, Coach Kincade, and I'd like to welcome him aboard. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's a little later than we'd like to have it, but hey, it's good to have you on here. First thing I want to ask you about was the process of you being hired as the head football coach. I know you had to apply and interviews and things of that nature. How did walk us through how that occurred? I know you've been an assistant for a few years here at Idabel, but kind of just walk us through that process of being named head coach, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. So the process for me was, I wouldn't say stressful, but, it was something new. And it was something I was very much looking forward to doing. I love the area, love the kids, love the school district. And, going through that process was new for the most part. Having an interview in front of, a few people, a few important community members, school board people, it was interesting to say the least. I learned a lot throughout that process. And, thankfully, Dr. Bryan, Superintendent Dr. Bryan, and Principal Ms. Mosley, and a few members of our school board, trusted me to do this job, and I'm thankful to be in this position and blessed.
All right. Next, who do you have for your assistant coaches? I know a lot of folks here locally are not aware of who your assistants are.
All righty. Well, I'll start off our defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator is Jalen Freeman, a young guy out of Dallas, Texas. Played at Cedar Hill High School. He's coached the last few years at Seagoville, Texas. At Seagoville High School. He's been the secondary coach there. He's our defensive coordinator this year. Brings a lot of energy, detail-oriented, very all about his effort. Swarming to the football. That's our mindset defensively, swarm to the football. He brings a lot of energy. Next guy I'll talk about is Michael Mason, our strength and conditioning coach, our special teams coordinator, D-line and O-line coach. Coach Mason brings 30-plus years from experience from Texas, South Dakota, Nebraska. I mean, he's been everywhere, and he's been a head coach, defense coordinator. He was a defense coordinator for those Dangerfield teams that won state championships early 2000s, mid 2000s. So really glad to have him and his experience. He's been a great help, mentor to us, me and Coach Freeman and Coach Howell, and putting us on, to game and just teaching us, different ways and things to do things. And, I'm really glad that he's here with us. Another guy, like I just mentioned, Coach Howe, Idabel legacy, Idabel alum, from the area, all-time leading receiver in school history at Idabel. And we're really glad to have him back. And a young guy that brings a lot of energy, a lot of juice to our program, and can teach our kids some next level things, from what he's learned in his time playing ball. And this is his first time coaching and experiencing things. So he's learning a lot and teaching our young guys a lot. Next guy is Kevin Rucker Sr., Coach Rucker. I know he was on staff back in 2010 here at Idabel, but he's been around hanging out with Coach Griffin in basketball. But he's around with us. He's our linebackers and running backs coach. Another experienced guy, 20 plus years in the game, maybe even longer than that. But Coach Rucker has been a huge help to our program as well. We're super glad to have him. And then J.D. Ritchie, a guy that's been around on the sidelines with us the last couple of years here at Idabel. And he's our get back coach. He makes sure that I'm not all the way on the field getting penalties, making sure the kids are aligned on the sideline. Whatever he needs to do, whatever he's asked to do, Coach Ritchie helps us out a lot with that. Super thankful to get him back on staff with us.
Yeah, JD's also a classmate of mine. We played together here at Idabel High School, so very familiar with him. And once you got hired, I know over the summer you took your line to a lineman camp, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We took them to Grand Saline, Texas, to compete in a lineman challenge. Where they did various challenges and drills and things of that nature, and it was a big shocker to them. It was 2As and 3As in Texas, or 2A through 4A in Texas schools for the most part. And, we were the only one from Oklahoma. And we came down and we competed very well. Our linemen got to see, what linemen look like in Texas around our school size and what it takes to, really compete at the next level, what we're trying to preach to them.
Okay. How has preseason camp gone so far leading up to the season opener today?
Camp's gone good. I'm super excited about what our kids have learned and bought and developed. Our biggest thing that I've been preaching about and happy about is our program numbers. We're sitting about 63 kids right now on the high school program alone, and those kids have just bought in and learned. They're like sponges. They're soaking all the information up, offensive, defensive, special teams. They're getting it all done and they're learning. And so that's what a lot of it was just learning and getting familiar with everybody and building that camaraderie.
Yeah, 63. That's a great number. Or is everybody going to be able to dress out, or how's that going to work?
No, sir. We have 54 uniforms, and so there will be quite a few kids that won't be able to dress out each week. And those younger guys that might not be quite ready to play on Friday nights, they'll be competing for those jobs and those jerseys on scout team throughout the week. So we're really excited that we're creating some competition with our younger guys and having them compete for those Friday night spots to stand on the sideline and wear a uniform and, hopefully get in the game.
Also, there is a middle school and JV game Tuesday here, correct?
Yes, sir.
So they'll get to play in.
Yes, sir, they will.
Yeah. Competition, what's the saying? Iron sharpens iron. So that's always a good thing. Also, I know this has been something that has taken place here the last 8 to 10 years, the Summer Pride program. Kind of describe that for the average listener. And I know that's everybody: football, basketball, baseball, for the ladies, softball, basketball, whatever they play. It's pretty much you have to show up at Summer Pride. And I know that's mainly geared toward, a lot of folks think it's geared towards football, but what do kids do during the Summer Pride program?
So during our Summer Pride, that's where we're focusing on our speed, strength, and agility. We're trying to develop our athletes. That's one of our key program ideologies is making sure that we're developing the athlete first, and that's what we're geared towards, is developing those kids. That's what Summer Pride is for, getting them stronger, faster, more agile, ready to play in their respective sports. So we adjust different drills on the field when we go out to the field for whether it's ladder drills, cone drills. We adjust different things for different sports and allow it to be sport specific and sport related to those kids.
All right, you mentioned the players on roster, but of course the first person everybody looks at is the quarterback, and that's Macaulay Dixon. Where's number one? And he hasn't had a chance to play a whole lot of quarterback since his days at Idabel Middle School, but I'm aware of what he can do offensively as far as running the ball, but could you talk more about what he's going to be able to bring to the Warriors offensively, both running and throwing the ball? I know he has a good arm as well.
Yes, sir. So McCollin's biggest thing is his intelligence, his IQ. The way he processes things back there behind the center is incredible. It's second to none. I'm super excited that we have McCollin at behind the center this year. He gives us a dual threat ability. A few years ago we had Waylon Phillips who could tote the ball really well, and so to kind of get back to a little bit of quarterback run game, add that into the mix again, and being able to Mac, for him to showcase his arm a little bit. A lot of people see his size and stature and don't think he may not have an arm, but he can throw a hash to sideline. I'll just hash to sideline at any point given time. So.
And speaking of guys throwing, so I know you have at least two to throw it to, with Jordan Lewis, Benny, and Tiff. I got to see them last week in action in Antlers. What other options do you have to throw it to as far as your backs and receivers?
All right, so we have, Quincy Farn to come out the backfield a little bit. Ja'Shawn Dixon is a little lightning in the bottle guy that we have coming out of the backfield. Crew Corsi and Titus Baker are tight ends. They'll be involved in the pass game a little bit more than you've seen from Idabel football in the past. Other receivers, Gio Gonzalez, Angelo Luvanos, who's hurt right now. J-Ron White's another guy that we can mix in there. Kyron Matthews is another young guy that, with a little bit of time and development, he may be able to help us out there at the receiver position.
Okay. How's everything looking on the offensive line? That's my main expertise is the offensive line, and you can't get much going without being able to block. So how are things looking up front?
We're looking good up front. Coach Mason has really emphasized those guys, block all the way through the whistle. Just all about giving effort and being physical with people, and asserting their will on the people and making them like it, and being physical with them all the way throughout the whistle. And I'm really excited about this group of offensive linemen. We got a good mix of youth and experience, and then good mix of size and strength and a little bit of agility there. It'll be tough. It'll be tough to get back there to us this year.
Right. Love to hear that. Now we're going to switch over to defense. Keeping the 3-3-5 scheme, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know we'll have Big Chris Bledsoe up front. Who else do you have playing up front? And go from, your ends to your linebackers and your defensive secondary. I know you'll be tough to throw on this year, but getting to the quarterback and stuffing the run is always a good thing. Who do you have playing up front?
Yes, sir. So obviously we mentioned Chris Bledsoe at one of the end positions. He's been a dominating force last year in 8 sacks, 27 tackles for loss last year. He was a big help for our program. He's one of the leaders of our defense. Inside we have a couple guys: Ty Britt, Liddell Stadden, and Raymond Graves. Three really powerful noses that we can put in at any time and create havoc in there. The other end position, we have Zion Burris and Bryce B. A senior and a sophomore there. Two guys experienced that can get off the football and get after the quarterback and really play the run really well. At the linebackers positions, we have about 5 or 6 guys there with Quincy Pond leading the way there. Crew Corsi right behind him with Titus Baker right there in that 3-3 stack. Davion Bird, Angelo Luvano, backing them up. Our center, Sergio Torres, plays a little backer. Tam McDaniel plays a little bit back and forth. We have a plethora of guys that we can put in there and get the job done. Secondary-wise, at the corner positions, Jordan Lewis, is a guy that I believe is a Division I corner. He's technician, very sound. You put him out there on the island, I'm going to take him 10 out of 10 times versus your best guy. On the other side of him, Braylon Galloway and Ja'Shawn Dixon. And then more depth out at the corner, Kobe Hearn is another young guy that we're going to throw in there and be able to get some reps. And then at safety positions, Benny Matitwa, Mac Dixon, Val Golston, Brenner Baptiste Moore. We have a lot of depth all around this year. Obviously program numbers up. We have a lot of depth, though, of guys that can get in and play and contribute. All right.
Going to jump ahead. What do you see out of the matchup with Valiant tonight?
Valiant's a physical football team. They want to run the ball downhill and get their big back going, and they're a very physical football team. So we're going to match their physicality and out physical them, and we're going to do what we need to do to win the game and take advantage of some spots that we see with them. They're a great football team, and they're ranked top 10 in their class respectively. And I'm excited for this matchup. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Spearheaded by the running back Kenny Golston. He signed with the University of Idaho. Big, strong back. Gotta definitely catch him at the line of scrimmage and get him down, maybe knock him down for loss of yardage. That's always a good thing. The quarterback, the Dory's kid, he's a good runner. And think they have a guy to throw it to. So it's definitely going to be an exciting atmosphere tonight at Bulldog Stadium in Valiant. We're going to get you out here with this. Here's one chance to talk with Warrior Nation, give you a chance to pump up the bass and have everybody come out tonight. And any final words for Warrior Nation?
Yeah, Warrior Nation, man. I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you guys for all you guys do for us and show up for us. Continue to show up and support these kids. They always like it when you guys are out there supporting them. Positivity is always key. We always know it's not always going to be roses and peaches, but mistakes are going to happen, and it is what it is. We'll focus on the next play, next day in life. Next play mentality. Just keep showing up for our kids, keep being there, keep supporting the Warrior Nation. We love you guys. Anything we can do for you guys out in the community, whatever we can do for your businesses, whatever it may be, we're here for you guys, and hopefully you guys are here for us.
Don't forget, folks, tonight kickoff at 7:30 live at Bulldog Stadium in Valiant. We'll have pregame at 6:30, maybe a little later than that. Actually, our pregame will start at 7. You'll hear this interview again, and we'll post everything on the KBEL Sports Facebook page. So, take your time getting over to Valiant. In the event that you haven't been to Valiant in a while, the stoplights are up and running now. And, hey, check out what they have going on. There are a couple of new places to eat at, and we'll definitely see you out there tonight over in Valiant. I'd like to thank Coach Kincade for jumping on real quick. And we're going to have the KBEL game day moving forward, 9:30 every Friday. And we'll have a couple of Thursday editions because later on in the season, we got back-to-back home games on Thursday morning. So those mornings we'll have the KBEL game day, and then you're going to be able to join us for a coach's show on Saturday?
Absolutely.
Okay. 9 o'clock work for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we'll have the Saturday morning coach's show. 9 o'clock, we'll go over stats, go over scores from across the area, maybe talk a little college football. Know you're a more recent Southeastern graduate than I am, but I know they open up their season next week, and been going to try and make a game or two this year as alumni. And I know their play-by-play guy who, helped bring me on to broadcasting. So we're going to get up out of here. We'll talk to you guys later on this evening. Oh, yes. Let's stop on that. Okay. Yeah, we're good. He has a lunch alert thing at 11:20, but yeah, from here on out it'll be 9:30.
Yeah, I'll make sure to be here at 9:30, and
Okay.
I'll get somebody. I got a class. I got that hour. I can get somebody to watch it for
Okay.
me. Knock that out on Friday, so
Okay.
I'll be sure to be here for that. But that's just when I heard they were like, "Hey, you want you to come in this morning?" I was like, "Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
let me do that," and then messed around and didn't realize you wanted me at 9:30 also. So.
Yeah. They having a pit rally?
No, sir. No,
No
sir.
pit rally today?
No.
Wow.
I wish we did, but
Yeah, they normally have them, but it'll be all right. We'll manage one way or another.
yes,
So.
sir.
All right. So that's turned off, and